Hi, my name is Shoma Jurgensen, and I'm the founder of Intentional Growth Strategies. Welcome to a quick overview on how to use a customer journey map to discover your customers' pain points and offer them solutions for lifetime value so you can sell more. Why don't we get started? First, I would like to show you the template, and I want to talk to you about how it works and why this template is important in helping you discover your customers' pain points and addressing them in a way that you can take action in 30, 60, or 90 days. You'll find a blog post that explains this in detail where you can also download the template where you can customize and use this chart for each of your customer touch points. So let me explain what a customer touch point is. Essentially, it's every single point of contact your customer or client has with your brand before, during, or after purchase. So for example, let's take a sales meeting. I have at the bottom of this template some different examples that you can consider, but let's take a look at the sales meeting. The sales meeting touch point alone, you might take considerable notes on what it looks like when your customer enters the building. Where are they sitting? What are they looking at on the wall? Is it pictures of your latest fishing trip, or is it examples of work you've done for clients? How do you leave with them? Do you walk them out? Do you let them find their way out and sit back down? All of these explains how the customer sees you and interacts with your brand at each point in their journey from the beginning through post-purchase. Now, because I'm recording this video for anyone to use, I am going to use a little bit more generic example, one that will address each person. However, when you're creating this yourself, you take your notes on each of the touch points and you enter only the highest priority and largest buckets in this map to better understand how you can improve your sales to your customers. Let's look at that example. Now you'll see that I've started to populate the touch points, and this is a very common one for a lot of businesses, in particular today. You might meet a prospect at a networking event. So let's take a look at that. What should go then in the box of text if your touch point is meeting at the networking event? The notes that you take will be in answer to four main things. First of all, what does your customer want from you? Secondly, what does your customer need in order to progress to the next point in the sales journey? Third, what are they actually getting from you and getting from your organization? And finally, you'll take notes on any gaps you find. That's a more reflective piece. And we'll take a look at one where there is no gap, because that will help you understand you're not going to find gaps everywhere. In fact, you'll find great points of difference that you can use as you're talking to customers about why they should do business with you. So let's take a look at some of the examples. First, customers want, when you introduce yourself, branded cards, a clear introduction, and they want you to listen to what they have to say. However, in order to get to the next stage, they also need to connect with you about how you can mutually support each other. Notice I haven't said the word sales yet. Third, what they're getting from you is a value proposition that isn't quite clear because you're still doing the work to get to know your customers. And finally, the gap then is to clarify what your customer and your value to them is for a stronger introduction. Because then when you follow to the next stage of that customer contact with you, your customer is looking for, they want an optimized LinkedIn profile, yours, to learn more about you. Second, when you send your message to ask them to connect, please write a custom message. Remember what your mom taught you about writing thank you notes. Include something personal about your interaction. That's what they need to begin that journey of trust with you. Third, what they're getting from you is a complete profile, a custom message, and you're offering a helpful resource to solve problems that you heard they were having in your initial conversation. This is fantastic because you're exceeding your expectations. There's no gap. This is a great way to talk to new prospects. When I reach out to you next, you can expect these things from me, and you will absolutely set yourself apart in that way. So let's look at each of the next touch points and see how this customer progresses through the sales journey. So in your offering of resources, what the customer wants is for you to share resources that show you were listening when you met. Fantastic. Now, you are going to then, what they need to get to their next level is not just resources about the industry, but resources that share how your organization can help meet their needs. Notice I'm still not talking about products, right? But what they're getting is a very strong buy from me message. Hey, we're selling the next big thing. Buy it now. There's a gap here between what the customer is looking for and what you're providing. And that is a combination of industry resources and sales content. There really needs to be a sharing of both in order for them to want to accept the next customer touch point, which is setting a meeting, which is ultimately what we'd like, right? So let's take a look at this one. What does the customer want? A thoughtful, well-timed request, all right? And then what they need to get to the next level, though, is to understand in your request very clearly how the meeting you'd like to have with them will help them be more successful. And finally, you will get to fulfill what you're looking for, and that is having a sales pitch meeting. But right now, you're looking for that sales pitch meeting. However, you're pitching that a little hard, and you have forgotten to leverage that relationship you've been building with the customer, looking at it from their perspective. So there does exist a gap here, and we're going to take a look and see. The gap is that you need to refocus your meeting request on the customer's needs. So in the first 3 touch points, you have done the work of understanding what your customer's pain is and how you can help them find solutions. But in the last 2 touch points, you're forgetting to leverage that information. You're defaulting to product sales or your sale of your service. And that's a disconnect for your customer. So now that you know where you can improve the customer's sales journey by leveraging what you've learned about your customer, you're in a great position to have more sales. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how using this tool has helped you. Don't forget to visit my blog so you can read more about gathering this customer information and to download the template. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I'll be uploading more videos. Thank you.